Good morning students and welcome to the new lecture of accountancy. Our today topic is the single entry system, or you can also say the accounts from the incomplete record. What is called the accounts from the incomplete record? Because in the single entry system we are actually not recording some kind of the aspects, or you can say basically we have, if we have the nominal account or the real account and the personal account, we are just concentrating on the personal account and the cash transactions only. So in the single entry system, sometimes we ignore the one aspect as well as the two, even the two aspect of the transaction. We cannot say that the single entry system is a system where the one aspect of the transaction is not recorded, that is the single entry system. But indeed, it's not true, because in the single entry system we are actually recording the two aspect of the both, or somewhere we are not even recording the any aspect of the different kind of nature of the accounts. So that's why it is called the incomplete record, because it is incomplete in all the aspects, because here actually we are concentrating on you can say recording the transaction which is of the cash basis, and also we are concentrate on the accounts which are basis on the personal. The basically in the most of the time the real and the nominal accounts are ignored here. And single entry system, as we all actually adopting for preparing the accounts, we are actually adopting the double entry system. And a double entry system is a very scientific system. Each and everything in that we are recording, and in the double entry system there is very less amount of the errors, and if there is any error, it can also be found out, because it is we are adopting, we are noticing and recording all the transactions from the A to the Z, and if there is any error, it can be found out very easily by searching out. Okay, but if we are talking about the single entry system, because we are not preparing all the accounts, because we are just avoiding so many accounts here, we are just concentrating, I am repeating it again, we are only concentrating on the cash transaction, cash basis item, and also the personal account of the debtor and creditor are maintained. Basically, we are actually ignoring or avoiding to write down all the item which is related, most of the item which is related with the your real account and nominal. So real and nominal account are ignored. We are just taking the, you can say the basic. How can we are just taking all those entries which is related with the cash, and with the help of that we just try to know about the profit. But single entry system, as in the one way we can say, is the easiest way to find out the profit. That can be the plus point of it. On the other hand, it is not good for the firms or the business which is of the wide, which has which is very wide, or which is having a complex business. It is easy for the small scale, but it is not good for the business which is with a good establishment. And also it is just for knowing, just for taking the working mode, just for knowing or calculating the profit. But if you say that if we are concerned about preparing the accounts of the business, it is very difficult to prepare the account with the help of the single entry system, because in the single entry system where so many accounts are missing, as I have also studied, I have also explained to that the real and nominal accounts are missing here. So what is the meaning of the single entry system? Now the system of the bookkeeping in which, as a rule, only records cash and the personal accounts are maintained, it is always incomplete double entry varying with the circumstances. So it is it is a incomplete records we are preparing. So we can say that what is a single entry system? We have so far discussed the double entry system. Now, according to which both aspects of the transaction are recorded, another system of recording the transaction in the books of accounting is a single entry system, under which both of the aspects of transaction are not recorded, And unlike double entry system, no set rule are followed in the single entry system. Even the book of the accounts to be maintained are not certain, and usually under the system the cash book and the personal account of the debtor and creditors are maintained. Real and nominal accounts are not maintained at all. So since both of the aspects of the transaction are not recorded, the system is known as the account of the incomplete records, or also we can call it a single entry system. So accounting record are not maintained according to the double entry system. Are known as account from the incomplete record and a single entry system. One of the definition that is given by the Kohler is that a system of the bookkeeping in which, as a rule, only record of cash or personal accounts are maintained. It is always incomplete double entry, varying with the circumstances. So sometimes the term single entry system is mistakenly understood that under this system only one aspect of the transaction is recorded. That is not right. To understanding that if one aspect of the transaction is recorded, that is a single entry system, that is wrong. If you are just recording the one aspect of the transaction, it means you are just creating the error. It is not a single entry system. So we can say that this is not true. The fact is that under the system, the certain transaction of both the aspects are recorded, and there are others. For example, cash received from the customer or cash paid to the supplier. The both aspects of the transactions are recorded. For other only one aspect is recorded. Sometimes we only record the one aspect of it, that is cash paid to acquire the fixed asset, and some transactions are even ignored. Just like for example depreciation on the fixed assets. So we can have also, on the basis of that, we have also the features of the single entry system. It means what are the features of the single entry system. That is, the first is the suitability, then the non-uniformity. Now it is very much suitable feature. That means for the, you can say it is for the small business, it is suitable. No uniformity, you need not to be record all the transaction accordingly. So this system may differ from firm to firm. It is not a proper set of principle and the system you are to follow. It is actually vary from firm to firm. Maintenance of personal accounts. We are only maintain or record the personal accounts. That is usually under the system the personal accounts are maintained. Real and nominal accounts are avoided. Third one, that is the fourth one is maintenance of the cash book. Generally the cash book is maintained in the system, which mix up the business as well as the personal transaction. That next is the fifth one is the dependence of original vouchers, because we are actually not recording the all aspects of the incoming and the outgoing. That's why we have to at least maintain or to preserve the vouchers, the real original voucher with us, so that at the end, with the help of that, if we have the proof, or if we have those vouchers, because they are the documentary proof of the transaction has happened. So if we are adopting a single entry system, we are to at least actually depend upon the original vouchers. Now next is the difficulty in preparation of final. It is very much difficult when at the time of preparing the final account, because in the single entry system, or you can say with the incorrect accounts, this is because it is called the account from the incomplete records. With the incomplete record, you are not able to prepare your final accounts. So it will be difficult for you. The next is, what are the advantages of single entry system? First of all, it is a simple method, then it is less expensive if we compare with the double entry system. No need of the expert knowledge or principle of bookkeeping. It is just like a working note, when you are just with the help of your with the total money, when you just deduct all your expenses and your losses, or all your expenditure, you are directly have the profit and the saving. It is just like you are just doing the working note. So it means you need not to have to take that expert advice or the principle knowledge of the principle of bookkeeping. Easy to ascertain the profit and loss. Ascertainment of the profit and losses is much easier to ascertain the profit and loss. The proprietor has to compare the financial condition of the business at the close of the accounting period with the that beginning. Now, these are the features and also the importance, and you can say the merits of the single entry system. There are some disadvantages also. First is the arithmetic accuracy cannot be proved because you are not adopting any kind of the system, and you are not recording the transaction from its origin. You are recording some transaction whole. You are recording one aspect of transaction in some, and there are some transactions here which you are not totally recording. That's why it is very much difficult to maintain the arithmetic accuracy of the next is to no control on assets. So since the asset accounts are not maintained, it is difficult to keep full record or full control in order to avoid the misappropriations of the assets. Now, next is the financial position of the business cannot be ascertained. As in the absence of the asset account, it is difficult to determine the correct financial position of the business on a particular day by preparing the balance sheet. Next is no internal check. Since the internal check is not possible, the method leaves room for errors, frauds. Besides, their detection becomes difficult. So it means if you are preparing the single entry system, if you are maintaining a record with a single entry system, there is 100% possibility of happening of or existence of the losses and the frauds out there. And next, that is difficult to ascertain the value of the business. Also, the record being inadequate, it is difficult to value the business, especially goodwill. Next is what are ascertaining the profit under the single entry system. The basic and famous way of ascertaining the profit in single entry system is statement of affairs method, and the second one is the conversion method. So in this lecture we will talk about the statement of affairs method. What is the meaning of the statement of affairs? So it means here you are not maintaining the whole accounts properly. That's why at least to ascertain the profit you need to know about your assets and liability, your capital. Okay, so basically you need to have the capital at the beginning and capital at the end. Also we have to see that how can you calculate the capital? Capital is actually calculated by assets minus liability is equal to the capital. Okay, profit, how you will calculate the profit? When you have the capital at the beginning and capital at the end, when you are going to compare it, you will either have the profit or you have the loss. So with this logic, you are actually preparing the single entry system. So we are going to talk about it. A statement of affair is a statement of assets and liability. Difference between the amount of the two sides is taken as a capital. So under the system, it is necessary to prepare the statement of affair at the end of the year and also in the beginning of the year. So it's very important to maintain the statement of affair at the beginning or at the end, because with that you can at least have the capital at the beginning and statement of affair at the beginning or statement. With that you can at least calculate the profits. So if not already prepared to determine the profit. So statement of affair like balance sheet has two sides, right hand side of asset and the left hand side is the liabilities. The difference between the asset and liability is equal to the capital. Now, for determining the profit, capital at the beginning of the year must also be determined if necessary by preparing a statement of affair in the beginning of the year. Also, if the capital at the end of the year exceeds at the beginning, in the beginning it is taken as a profit. And if, on the other hand, the capital in the beginning was more than the end, a loss, however, following two adjustments are maintained. So, first adjustment is adjustment of capital introduced and adjustment of the drawing. So, these are actually we have to make the format like this. With the help of that, you can able to calculate your profit. Vice versa, either there is a profit or loss. So, how statement of affairs. See, this is, you are to first take the capital at the end. Capital at the end you will going to take it here. Then you are to add the drawing, because when you are going to calculate the profit, you are to go back. You have to go back. It means start with the end. To start with the end, it means you are going upward. And when you are comparing all the items you have taken, when you are comparing it at the end, you are having the result, either the result with the profit or there is a loss. So first you will take the capital at the end. Then you are going to add the drawing, if any, if the owner or the proprietor has done any or withdraw or doing the drawings, that has to be again added back to the capital at the end. Now next, that is when you are going to add it, you are to less the additional capital, additional capital from it. Means with that you are going to deduct the additional capital. When you are going to deduct this, then you will having the adjusted capital at the end. It means this is the adjusted capital. Still you have, when you have the adjusted capital, now you are to just compare the adjusted capital with the capital at the beginning. It means you are going to less the capital at the beginning. Whatever will be the result, that will be either the profit or the loss. So this is the way you can calculate your profit at the time when you are preparing your account with a single entry system. See, this is a simple working note. If we compare the double entry system with a single entry system, you can see that the double entry system has a huge system you have to follow. You have to prepare, you have to record the transaction into the journal first, then it goes to the ledger, then you have to make or you have to maintain all the accounts separately, then you have to cast it, then balance it, and then you have to prepare the trial balance. With the help of that trial balance, you make your final account. This is such a huge proper way to make or to maintain your final account. But if we compare the double entry system, single entry system is very less, take a very less time to prepare, but it is full of the frauds and errors. You can say that it is not so convenient for the business which is established. It is just for convenient for the small scale business. So that we can say that this is the way of preparing a single entry system, and this is the way you can find out the profit from. So for making this statement of affair, you also need this capital is the key factor in it. It means to just find out the profit, you need to calculate the capital at the beginning and capital at the end. Because when you are going to compare the capital at the end from the capital at the beginning, and also these, if there is a drawing, there is an additional capital, you also take it into consideration. Only then you can calculate the profit from with the help of the single entry system. So you can see that in all the questions you are to just find out that either you have given the capital at the beginning or you have given the capital at the end. If it is not given, if simply you can say in a mixed way the amounts are given. There are some amounts which is related to the you can say the beginning item, or there are some amount which is related with the ending. Then and the capital is not given to it. Means some item which is some asset which is given to the ending, and also the liability at the ending, some item which is related to the beginning, which is the asset as well as the liability, but the capital is missing. Then for that you have to first make your balance sheet at the beginning and also as well as for the at the end. When you make the balance sheet at the beginning with the assets and liability, the balancing figure you will find out by comparing the asset with the liability, and what will be the difference of the capital. It is called the capital. So it means when you are making the balance sheet at the beginning with the help of the assets and liability, you will have the difference. That difference will be the capital at the beginning. When you are preparing the balance sheet at the end with the help of the assets and the liability of the ends, when you are going to compare it, you will have a balancing figure. That balancing figure will be the capital at the end. I mean to say, just to calculate the profit with the help of the single entry system, and for making this statement of affair, you need to also calculate the capital at the end and the capital at the beginning. If it is given in the question that sometimes already the capital at the beginning and the end is given to you, then you just need to make this small format and just put all the items in it, and ultimately you will have the profit with the through the single entry system. So we can have, with the help of that, you at least understand that single entry system is it is just like a working note. It's not so bulky system, and it is suitable for the small scale business. Just to it take a very small time to calculate the profit. But on the other hand, it's not suitable for the complex business and the companies, because there the double entry system is only prepared from it means the double entry system is a scientific system which is adopted by all. It is a universal system. Wherever there is a accounting following, the double entry system is following, because it is actually noticing and recording all the aspects of the transaction, and it needs a two aspect. Every transaction is a two aspect, and with the help of the double entry system, the both aspect of the transaction is recorded, and also with proper scientific way we come out with all the amounts, and with a proper scientific way we can make our final account. And just because when we are preparing the final account with the help of the double entry system, it's a very less probability of the error, because error we can find out if it is there, we can also find out easily. But if we try to find out the error from this, it is very difficult, because here we are not actually recording the complete data. We are just concentrated on the cash based item and the personal account of the debtors and the creditor. We are just taking care. Other rest of is we are ignoring. So that's why we can say this is the incomplete records, and also it is called the single entry system. So I think it is enough for today, and I am damn sure that my students are, if they are sitting at home, but they are actually preparing themselves, because the final exams are going to become, and it's very important to devote more and more time for the study. And this is, I think, enough for today, and we will